when they talk to people them we want to be president in this country, waiting at their aspiration, waiting at them plan, how they want to go about them, waiting and go do better, waiting and go do differently. So I get the pleasure for get Honourable Osman Timbo, we na flag bearer aspirant of the main opposition APC. Good morning, Honourable, and it is a pleasure having you this morning.
Good morning, Lamana. It's a pleasure to be here for the first time.
Yeah, thanks for coming. I'm sure we're going to do this. We're going to have plenty of time. But, you know, let me start with this ambition, you know, of wanting to lead the main opposition. Also, you serve right now as a member of parliament. Is it Western Urban, yeah. Yes, district. How it come about? Is it something you dream about, or something you see say no, there's a gap, there's someone who should put themselves for him or herself forward for change things in this country?
No, I think it come about from what I always only refer to as necessity. You know, I'm not a person with power drunk. I'm not a person with power thirsty. And if you've known me over the years, I'm a very reserved person. I said, you're not going to see me all side, you're not going to hear me pan too much noise. Maybe you only hear me voice when it comes to work, maybe when I was in parliament or coming on TV or radio and then kind of thing. But over the years, the realization came to me that we need to take responsibility as young people for our generation, as young people for our nation. You know, like I can always say, there was a time when we prepared the military, we say, then they prepare the future for we. Many years down the line, when we still don't turn prepared now, people are still telling us that that future they don't reach yet, or not too young for us. When I come here this morning, this is not just a bit of a diversion. I just want to tell you the power in youth and different places where I don't go. Lama, this is not one of the best establishment where I don't see media-wise, you know. Maybe because it's new, but that apart, the fact that young people take this responsibility for put this together, see how much traction you don't get. Forget you, remember many years back when AYV started with Junior Naval. Junior Naval was a young man, you know, compared to what was happening with SLBC at the time. You realize the power in youth. The change where young people can bring, because the foresight also young people can get. So I think it behoves us. And I think the biggest challenge for we, in Salona mindset, for let somebody even ask you, oh, why you as a very young person want to take this challenge? It shows that the mindset is wrong. We sit down, we admire people in other countries. Well, because this is the most common one as Salon, the Ibrahim Traore one. Even though I don't agree with how he got power. But people don't really care now about how people get power. It's about what you deliver. You know, whether it's packaging or not. The things where people talk about Ibrahim Traore, who is way younger than me and many other people, the impact he's making, the impact young people are making across the world. You see that there's so much power in youth. And maybe some people, they hide them from the new generation, that the people who fought for independence in Africa were young people. You talk about Kwame Nkrumah, you talk about Lumumba, you talk about many others we want to talk about. Thomas Sankara. These were all young people with team up and said, no, what is happening is wrong. So the answer here is, it is necessity. And not just grab and say, okay, I'm going to do this. It's a dream, or it's beautiful to be president. I can't for accept say, they say the elephant aid not to picking load. Presidency, if you really want to do good, it's not a fanciful job. Yes, you get all the paraphernalia, you get all the things around it, but it goes beyond that when you want to really deliver. It goes beyond just flying and making speeches here and there. So it goes way beyond that, and not a small job. Me, on my own, I can survive. Tell God thank you, it don't make a life for myself. I don't get a profession. I can able to survive. Leaving my profession, even coming into politics for me, take away a lot of things from me. Take away my privacy, take away the opportunity for that to make money, the opportunity for that to live a life as a young person. Maybe we've been here, we don't sabi ourselves for so long. You know how much of my life I don't sacrifice. My private life, my public life I've sacrificed. You don't see me. Myself one for the go club, myself one for the enjoy, they do things. But I cannot because of the pathway I don't choose. So you see, it is a responsibility we are not take lightly. I see them as me na the sacrificial lamb for young people for belief. At the moment, many young people are still in denial.
This necessity of wanting to lead, you see where you go parliament, where you become a member of parliament and get fully involved in making laws, doing oversight, and representing the people, understanding what is needed and what necessitated your ambition?
Not necessarily. In reality, in professional sense, it started when something being happened at court back in the years of 2012, 2013, and that clicked and it changed. And I realized that if I really want to make that change from even within the judiciary,
personal?
It wasn't personal. So at the time I've been doing legal aid work. So maybe they represent people and poor people and free. And at that time I saw injustice. I've been going to them police cells, they go to jail, they talk to people and where the inmates them. Talk to people in jail we don't day on remand for years. Some even they wait for them commit them to the High Court. You see injustice. You go to the prisons, you see people who don't take 2 years, 3 years just for minor traffic offenses. Maybe they'll never pay the fine of 100 or 200,000. They're there. I go to communities because me as somebody I don't believe in living or talking to people at the highest level. Because I don't like for talk about power, I don't like for talk about money, I don't like for talk about waiting people can gladly for talk about woman business. So you don't get me there. So I always they would then ghetto people them, they would fisherman them, marketo man them, because I grew up also in a Moritong. So the more I sit with them, I give them confidence. The more I sit with them, I learn. So I see injustice been plenty at the time. So the issue wasn't personal. It was something I was representing people, and the things where I see nice for me for coming to the room. At the time, I believed that, yes, I can make a good living for myself. In my small corner, in my court, I wasn't in control of the courts at the time. Like, okay, I can defend me case or my client. Then I need for push away the personal thing. If I win, I win. I lost, I lost. I'm happy, I go home, I sleep, whatever money they give me. But it went beyond that, and I realized that I need for the inside the room when they make the decision. So that was the time I decided take active part in politics. I was a member of the APC before, since 2010, because when I've been in the university, it was nothing political, and I've been the NOSI. I wasn't even interested in national politics. I was a radical as a black man and then kind of thing. So when that sparked, I came into the room. And then I come inside this room and I realized, this talk where they say politics and politicians bad. I come in and realize, it is not a far cry from the truth.
You see the bad side of politics?
It's politics, yeah. So I see not only just my party, I just see them around. A person where I don't experience this from a very, very young age. In my early 20s, I don't depend this. And I tell God, thank you, alhamdulillah, I got to that level within my party and even within the nation. I then inside rooms them at the highest level in this nation. And I see how things got wrong. And I see how people selfishly they do things. And inside that room I realized that the majority will always carry the day. The minority, in fact, if you get a dissenting voice, then see you as the person with a deviant. Then see you as a different person. So I felt like, no. It got to that point that I realized that if you're not the person where they take that decision, the ultimate person, then all things go well. This make I remember again, this English thing where they say, a pack of lion led by a sheep is not formidable. But a pack of, or how they call a flock of sheep led by a lion is formidable. Lions by themselves, they're strong. But if the leader when the sheep definitely all lion and
the lion go eat the leader.
Absolutely. So that is what was happening. So it got to that point, and specifically now to why now.
Well, why? I want to ask first. You go parliament, and through the court system was removed. Part of the MPs then will then be removed. But are you short stint in a parliament? The nation sees somebody like here's a vibrant young man. We don't kind of parliament. They debate issues, them challenge issues, them. That action day of the courts verdict for remove you from parliament and all that in any way ignite this thing, say no, I want to change this thing, and it becomes personal and say I want to be president?
No. So for me, my growth has been organic, in the sense from youth level to representation in parliament to national office in the party, then to wait here they run for now. So not to like say just see I come out from nowhere. This now we don't serve as a youth leader, now we don't serve in the parliament, now we don't serve in the executive, we don't serve as an officer of the court in the judiciary, then now it's coming here. So not to like I just grab, like how you did sound, it didn't happen that way. But one thing I will tell you now that the thing will happen in the parliament made me the Osman Timbo that you're seeing today. I'll tell you earlier that I learned from politics. I've learned a tough way. I am battle tested. I have seen it as a very young man. I've seen the good, the bad. Well, maybe I not see too much good yet, but I've seen the bad and I've seen the ugly. My experience where I get unique compared to many people where today they want to do this. We're older than me, we want to do this. But it learned me. It make a learn. They tell them pull me that all that glitters is not gold.
You feel victimized?
Absolutely, but I feel it was justified at the same time. Me, when I make case for myself, I also look at the other person, why he do what he do. So because it's only when you do that, you get an understanding. You just say this young man, very vibrant. Even before I go parliament, I was on TV and radio, campaigning. See the crowd where I pull at the time. If you're talking about Western area at the time, where you want to talk about who's popular, now Osman Timbo you get for talk about and in crowd. So you make a learn. So imagine at that time I went there and I realized it and say, we snake one biggie to hide. I went to parliament. I've not been saying anything. I've never been somebody where really they talk bad. All my debates have been one way. I think they're nationalistic. In terms of weighing the balance when I've been go parliament then. Imagine the first speech I make we've been go viral and I talk about how government are continuity. Not blaming anybody, but because I spoke about that, people then feel like, oh, this man, we have to clip his wings because he's the poster boy of the APC at the time. You remember even the time we walk out of President's Bio. The picture will go viral. Now the way Osman Timbo team up with late Honourable Sheriff Keru, Abdul Kagbo, and a couple more. It wasn't like I was the leader, but people knew that if they sell down the out, people want to see this young man. Then I realized that maybe I need to be careful. So then they give me the chance for that build quietly. I never gave up. I come back to the party at the most difficult time of my life when I lost my dad. I found my way into the Constitutional Review Committee of the APC. I hold the pen. I decide for write the entire Constitution. When I do the draft, I send them back to the team. We watch them back and forth. Slowly, we reintroduce democracy into the APC. We start for change things. Because if that is vehicle around for use for reach Kailaon, I need for ensure that this vehicle in good order for make we reach Kailaon. So that's how I started building quietly. People felt like I wasn't around, but I was working. Time been day where I get opportunity for go study in Oxford University. I have the acceptance letter. I had a partial scholarship with the Blavatnik School of Governance during the Corona time. They don't even take me to St. Andrews University, one of them constituent universities. I went, and then I came back. I said, no, I have to come and serve my people. But people don't see this. People just feel like, oh, Timbo just grab you one for be president. But no. all those things informed and made me who I am today. So I built in silence. I don't learn from the fact that I felt betrayed. Well, I felt like I wasn't covered by my own political party.
The first time we didn't pull you out?
Yeah, I felt that way. You know, at the same time, the one that will pull me, they had their reason. If we're not being pulled this bubble, like, no problem for we, na bone, na thought.
So you think, say, all this process don't prepare you for be president of this country?
Absolutely. If you not prepare me, that means that nobody else with the contest is not prepared. You know why? Many of the ones with the contest now came to the limelight because they were appointed to positions. Almost all of them. Either they make minister, either they make ambassador, either they make, either go parliament and get big positions in parliament. But more, like I said, my growth was organic. So they've enjoyed the fruits of it. You know, either I don't make money during that time, either they're accused of different things. But I grew naturally. I grew with the people. I grew with my generation. So if me don't go through all of these, like I also say, I have this unique experience, a blend, a mixture of experience where I'm the only person who can boast of this. As a lawyer, working with the judiciary, as a legal advisor in the office of the presidency, as a commission member in the privatization commission, working with the executive, and the beauty of that, being the PPP, public-private partnership advisor, legal advisor, it gave me the opportunity for work with many ministries, departments, and agencies. So not so like they make me Minister of Agriculture, so not only agriculture I deal with. But being at that party, I work with the Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministry of Energy, the Ministry of Transport, the Chief of Staff's office, the presidency, local government. So it gave me that kind broad experience where I can uniquely say I had. At the same time, at the commission, the privatization commission, working with all these public enterprises, these banks, government banks, Yaratel, Port Authority, the airport, Rokel Commercial, Salon Commercial, Yaratel, Salon Housing Corporation, Nasal Post actually what to talk about. So I have experience with all these ones, knowing how they failed, how they were performing.
But being a president goes beyond that.
Absolutely.
It goes beyond service, you know.
So nobody...
Providing legal support.
Let me tell you what the president needs. Not for age, not for size, not even experience. It's determination. It's determination to make a change.
What's your leadership experience, you know, because determination is one, but you need forget some of the experiences where you don't talk about, so you don't mention. You've been voted for, you don't represent people in a parliament. What's in the leadership experience where you think, say, you don't get for be president of this country?
I'll tell you, it's very simple. Even leadership in parliament is most important. Many people don't understand how parliament is important. For me, it was a lifelong dream for go parliament for several reasons. But one person will farm up the importance of parliament to me, President Koroma. You know, there was a time when I met him in my office in the State House, and this was a time when vacancy been there in the youth ministry, minister, deputy minister, even as the presidential youth aide. There were vacancies there at the time after he relieved Ambassador Almami Kamara. You know, so I went there and I talked to him. And we had this frank conversation, and I told him that I don't want to be a minister. You know, I said...
They want to make you minister?
Because, I mean, you rumor about many things. And at the time when you were talking about young people in the APC, you know, call men, you know, call Timbo. You know, so for lay in mind not even good. I went there and I told him, my dad actually wanted me to be, you know. But I tell me, Papa, I said, that's not what I want. You know, as I want to go parliament, number one, for be with the people. Number two, I won't be ashamed of saying this because my dad ran in 1982 in contest for parliament and did not get him. So I may also feel like that's
you want fulfill.
So for me, my dad is not be mirror.
Yeah.
You know, people ask, who are you godfather? Who are you, how they call a mentor? I don't have. I look at people, their mistakes, and I learn from them. So when I went to President Nkrumah, back to the point, I gave him my CV and I said, Echi Supremo, that's how I was calling him, that I want, number one, I wanted to be the presidential youth aide at the time. You know, that was the position where Bai Mahmoud been the vacate at the time, you know. So that was myself, there was the guy who had actually appointed
Ban Ki-moon,
the Ban Ki-moon, yes. I will forget Ban Ki-moon in name.
Yeah.
Okay. And me in contest for be Deputy Secretary General.
Yes.
Yes,
and
okay.
You defeat her.
Well, in all win, I just say in all win. So at the time when I tell President Nkrumah that I said I want to be a youth aide, and when time reach I want to go parliament, he ate it up, like you see the excitement, like, oh wow, really? Now I say, yes sir. Now is anybody want to be a proper politician through parliament? Now you forgo and you learn through parliament. You know, he said the thing that we learn with the parliament, and I make out I be so today. So parliament, now like a pilot phase of the entire nation. You're dealing directly with people. You seek the mandate of the people. Because you get for go down, you get for go campaign, you feel like the connection between you and the people is really large. It's great. You also need for no say, because you get for come back for seek a re-election, for renew your mandate, you get for do things right for them people, yeah. And because you have direct connection with the people and the problems of the people, it's similar to what happen when you become president at the larger scale. You know, so that is where that experience in parliament makes you prepared or prepares you for the presidency more than any other leadership experience where you will get. I can tell you where you wake in the morning, then go tell you, say, host that I'm born na your community. Because my own community, as much as the name sweet, Moritong, Wilkinson Road, after you pass the face, down, that's also slums. I have over seven slum communities in my place, overcrowded, all sort of things that happen at them placed in there. So that's the responsibility that you have. Anything will happen, hey, honorable this, honorable that. Now your responsibility for even check on them. Now your responsibility for talk for them. From your meager resources where you get from parliament, your salary, and then they expect say you for take and go give.
So parliaments don't prepare you. You don't show leadership. You think say you don't get this leadership. But what do you think about parliament? You're serving presently. What do you think about the parliament of this country, on a role as representatives of the people, making law and oversight?
The role of parliament as enshrined in the constitution is a very good one. You know, it has oversight responsibility, has lawmaking responsibility, and in terms of how we do them, it's two sides. Are we properly doing it as we're supposed to? At the same time, whether Parliament itself is equipped to really do what it's supposed to do. So, number one, I would say maybe we're not doing it as expected or as provided for by the law effectively. But at the same time, how can you work when you don't have the right tools? I'm a member of Parliament. I don't even have a way for do research. You go to Parliament, you meet piles of documents for you. You take them documents and you carry them gonna continue side to go eat. For go watch them. You for debate a document. Many people are not lawyers when they go Parliament. And that's not bad. Some people talk about the quality of parliamentarians, and I think that's a thing again we're wrong. Because the Constitution basically say you for read and write. So you don't even need for go university. And that's why I also feel maybe the language of Parliament has to be changed. We have to be a bit flexible, allowing local languages to be spoken in Parliament. Because that's so we people who they represent and we they communicate. So because of that, take all those documents, go. Then you bill. You're not parliamentarian, you don't understand, you don't get research assistant, you don't get nothing. Then they expect you for go and do proper representation on that, for go properly argue on that. It cannot work. It cannot. Most times what do they get in the debates in Parliament? And sometimes you don't hear me debate now because I feel it's more like showboating. Come, you talk political talk, then clap for you.
There's no impact?
Not really. Not much impact. Not much impact. So it is not effective. Come to even the oversight. For you go the oversight sometimes. Now the MD and they give money where you go get transport for come back. One, it's corruption in the sense outside the MD they pull the money for you.
Are you saying Parliament is getting involved in corrupt
I'm
parties?
not saying that. I'm not saying
but
that.
Parliament they collect from MDs for go oversight.
I'm not saying that. Sometimes they give them when and they come back on and then transport this. Not the package. We have to be real. Yeah? This is wrong. Parliament itself, when it gives money, even the companies that they go to, how can you be effective when you go, then they look at you like, they were getting something more than cover things up. It is wrong. If you don't take care of your parliamentarians properly, far from waiting, it hurts me for a lot of people, they say, parliamentarians are selfish. Do you know why you elect them to be there? Do you know their jobs? Do you know what they're supposed to do? As opposed to what you expect them to do? They're two different things. But here you have the public where I don't see many times on social media, people even lambasting members of
What's the
parliament.
expectation of the people? Members of parliament want to understand the problem. This is the situation. This is how it has been, and this is why you contested. Maybe for go make a right, for go help and serve in your way. That's the situation.
I told you there are two sides. What is expected and what's the reality.
So the reality is Parliament hasn't been effective because gets.
I'm not saying Parliament is not effective. I'm just telling you that Parliament can be better. Parliament not they do not do enough because of certain reasons. Because they don't have the resources for make them do what they're supposed to do. Come on. How can you be effective way even for get enough fuel for going like constituency or your district because they're not district block? You not get them. People like here they expect say parliamentarians and for build health centers, schools.
That's what they campaign on. Some of them,
some of them maybe had said that.
Yeah, they do.
Because
they see in a community somebody go begin make pump no more than say pa I can be with MP or then say yes I go be on MP. A campaign, he believes say don't get political.
You see
so that's it. And begin campaign on that now.
You see where the problem is? It's the mindset. And you see where the actual where this parliament is important when it comes to the presidency. Managing expectations, delivering for people, if they beyond you reach. That is why they say politicians not like man them and they come and make promises. For me, the only promise I've ever given to everybody in my constituency where I talk to, or even this nation, that I'm willing to sacrifice with humility and honesty. I know one day tell me constituency and say I can't build this, I can't build that. Whatever I delivered from my heart. Whatever I did for my people in my 2018 constituency, because constituency not day again, I did it from my heart without making promises of building this, building that. I built a lot of things. Bridges, roads, I did them from my own meager resources where I make as a lawyer. So the point here now that, back to the question of effectiveness of parliament. Parliament has to be properly resourced. Let the people not just look at parliament as, they rather than just want for themselves. You say that don't make them promises, yeah. How you want for them deliver? Okay, if you know want lay parliamentarians them do or make promises, not put them in another place for them lie to you, for them get to power. As in your expectation should be different. If you parliamentarian are not able to talk for you in a parliament, if you're not able to represent you even inside your community when there are challenges, then okay. But not take the work of other people and even the parliament.
As the opposition, you think una don't able to do the right thing as the main opposition in parliament, in representation, passing laws and oversight, and holding, government accountable?
You have to understand again how Parliament is. And I want to say, I think we've done well in the circumstances we find ourselves. Maybe people forget too quick. And the clearest example started waiting to happen in 2018. How then go and bulldoze and get their way in Parliament for even elect a speaker. That's where it all started. Mostly the opposition. It not just happened that 110 day. Many times I see you yourself in a Parliament during the fete day how when they happen in Parliament. You see how the opposition was being muscled. Many times, not what you just see now, though, there are negotiations where they happen inside the muscle the opposition. Even in terms of composition of committees as provided for understanding others and the Constitution of Sierra Leone, sometimes they go against it. We are now only 54, including 2 suspended MPs. They have in excess of 80 something. You know what they tell us? You can win the debate, but they win the vote. So imagine that. So how can you be effective where a country has been divided that way? So you can only talk. And I want to tell you, say, our parliamentarians are doing extremely well when it comes to debate. I'll tell you also the difference between this parliament we did now, this 2023 6th parliament, and the one we entered in 2018. In 2018, there were good people there. But that 1 year I spent in Parliament, 13 months, there was so much pressure on me for make a contribute because there were not too many debaters. Not too many. So every time when they ask, Timbo, when did you debate? Who's there? Then you for debate on this, you for debate on that.
You know, I've been the attacker.
Well, I don't know if I've been the attacker. So I know I was needed at the time. But now when I sit on a Parliament right behind the leader, and I see all these young and new MPs, they're like really vociferous. They're doing very well with the debates. At the end of the day, the same frustration for setting. Also, would they get? Also, would they reach? So I'm like, okay.
You enjoy being in Parliament?
If I enjoy it right now?
Are you enjoying it, yeah?
I don't want to answer that question. I don't want to. I feel better when I was there in 2018, that 13 months I spent, compared to now. But I feel as things they get more interesting, especially with this constitutional amendments and other things where they come, then I think I will feel like I will see more of me, because I feel these are important things we get for day after several governments. So these are important things. But waiting me not be in see for good debate on appointments, for good praise sing people them, for talk about contracts where the contracts that they can talk about, 1-2 people debates and they say, oh no, with a round up. So it wasn't effective.
It wasn't interesting.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So you're not enjoying it?
I'm not saying I'm not enjoying it.
It's not interesting.
It's not interesting, I'll tell you that. At the same time, waiting to interest me more, waiting to excite me. Now, how they see these other young MPs. Well, I mean young, not just age. Yeah, they're younger people than me, age-wise. But also the fact that they're new. And the way how they're debating, like, oh, we have this. We have them there. They're doing very well. It excites me for seeing more people, they grow, more people they add to the discourse. But what doesn't excite me is even the appetite of Parliament and parliamentarians. You go to Parliament now, Parliament they even struggle for get quorum.
People know they go.
Plenty of
You have not attend?
Sometimes, many times I don't.
Do you intend for left Parliament anytime soon and pursue your ambition?
No, I will never. I will not leave Parliament. No, I'm not required to. So I will not leave Parliament.
But if it's not interesting, they interest you and you get this presidential ambition, why not concentrate on it? And
no, both can work together. Both can work together. Even with my resignation from the party.
But you're not like you mentioned. How effective are you in Parliament? How many times you attend all the sittings?
How effective is Parliament?
So Parliament not effective, yourself not effective?
No. So what I'm saying is, it's a mix. Sometimes we struggle.
You look disinterested in parliamentary activity. It looks like you're not enjoying it.
I'm not saying that. I know if I go to the point where I say I'm not enjoying it because I don't tell you parts where I enjoy. But also the play of politics, these debates, you just talk, it becomes a talk shop. People talk politics, or we win the debate, we lost the argument. We are not making the change because people don't stick to their guns, say, okay, if I'm SLPP member of parliament, it has to be SLPP, whether I write for the country or not. I have never been a person where the debate just say, okay, I'm SLPP, I'm APC. Whatever is right for the APC is what I will say. I've never been that person.
If you want to be president of this country, you're receiving salary presently as member of parliament, right?
Yes.
If it's not effective, and why not come out and say, I'm leaving this place because it's not effective and I want to concentrate on my presidential ambition instead of receiving salary and not being effective because the space is not effective?
No. So what I'm saying is, it's not like we're not working, yeah?
But we're not effective.
Parliament can be more effective than it is. In terms of the effectiveness, I don't tell you two things. Why as effective as is expected. You have to balance the two. Don't just look at me saying, oh, it's not effective, but why also it is the way it is. I also talk about the attendance. In fact, I think it was last Thursday or so, Parliament had to adjourn because they not get quorum. So both sides, APC MPs don't go sometimes, SLPP MPs don't go. Even the agenda paper, the order paper for the day, you look at it, it's about, forgo approve nominees, or forgo lay table papers in the well of Parliament, and that's it. So when you look at the order paper, I should say some man go look and say, well, why go come off for Kailaun and make all that way for can free tongue, just for can do 1 hour sitting in a dawn. So these are all things we need for look at.
What do you think about the leadership
in Parliament?
Yeah,
I think they're trying. Parliamentary leadership, as in the general leadership or the party leadership? Yes, the general
leadership, party leadership, general leadership, the speaker, the administrative part of it.
They're trying in difficult circumstances. They are, yeah.
Every attention now is on Parliament,
right,
with the amendment bill. As a member of Parliament representing the APC, representing people in the urban districts as well, and a presidential aspirant, flag bearer aspirant, what's in your position on the amendment bill?
There are many things we personally I don't agree with, but I think it's at the right forum now in a parliament where we get the primary responsibility for make laws. I don't go across, I think, people are hearing me on radio, TV, as well as during the press conference that, number one, I belong to a political party, and the political party has a position on this constitutional amendments bill. There are things inside there we feel these are unfair and they are disingenuous. In the sense, people also need to distinguish between this constitutional amendment and the grand constitutional amendment. The grand constitutional amendments are the way the Constitutional Review Committee been put together, the Justice Edmund Cowan one. We get for change the 1991 Constitution in its entirety versus this one we born out of the tripartite process. And this tripartite process born this constitutional review, and it's limited to things we get for do with elections. How we they elect to president, how the election process for go. And these are specific recommendations. They're targeting specific recommendations inside from the tripartite report. So whatever is contained in this one, number one, we need to understand say it's born out of an agreement. Me and you, Amadou, Lamana, we sit down and we agree. Say that this we want.
I like when people call me Amadou. Now so many they can call me.
I call you Amadou all the time, you know. We agree, say that this will for do. Then at the end of the day, when you go bring the document now, it's different from what we agree. How would I accept it? How would you consider that doing something in good faith? So that is what has happened in this constitutional amendment with Nkawi. And that is why we are opposed to it. We resist it first as a party. And when now that it is in Parliament, we will make reference to the tripartite report and the recommendations specifically we deal with particular provisions and what is contained in those recommendations and how they are drafted in the bill.
One of the amendments part them where you don't even talk about, I see even the try for clarify, is the issue about the threshold for the presidency. What are you concerned with that? And what in the changes mean possibly for people like Kuna we want to be president of the country?
Okay. Like I say, forget about what I think, forget about whatever anybody think. This was born out of an agreement, a tripartite agreement where reluctantly the APC accepted for the sake of peace. We went into it. Let me make reference to waiting the government and SLPP agree, and the presence of the international partners when I've been a third party in the tripartite. Let me make reference to RAM and see what he provide and what's in the inside under. That's the first part. And I count the documents now. If you allow read what's in the inside the tripartite and what's in the provisions, and I left down for the people answer. I'll read it.
Mm-hmm.
This we get for do with
now the tripartite documents and
now all the recommendations, and this are the bill. For Bill Resolution 53. Okay. Sometimes me read them, sometimes I'm not going to read them fine.
No, you can read them. Just go ahead. People will understand.
Recommendation 53, amend the Constitution. Also, I talk say the threshold for elect president now 55%.
Mm-hmm.
But to themselves, then sit down and feel like that they're too high.
Mm-hmm.
Let them bring and come down. And this now then say, yeah, they amend section 42(2)(e) of the 1991 Constitution. And he say, a candidate can only be elected on the first round if they, A, obtain 50% plus 1 vote of the total valid votes cast nationally, and B, obtain 25% of the total valid votes cast in each district in at least half of the districts of Sierra Leone.
That are the recommendation.
The recommendation, they give you yourself all and first, just
okay.
all.
Okay.
They give you this now, where they go put inside this bill.
Mm-hmm.
It say section 42. This is not paragraph 7. This is not 7. Section 7. Number 7. Where they seek for amend section 42. E. It says a person shall not be declared elected as president of Sierra Leone unless at the presidential election he obtains 1, a simple majority of the total valid votes cast throughout Sierra Leone, and 2, a minimum 20% of the total valid votes cast in at least 2/3 of the district of Sierra Leone. I'll tell you the difference in A. Yanda say obtains 50% plus 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, A is a simple majority. Simple majority and 50% plus 1 are totally different things. Now 5 days inside the studio with 5 contests. I get 30%, you get 25, the other man get 25, the other man get 25, somebody get 20. That means me will get the simple majority as 30%.
Now you be president.
Now me win. Additionally, go to B. Yanda say 25% in half of the districts. I say this now we get 16 districts. Half means say you forget 25% votes in 8 districts. What's in them do now? Yeah? They say a minimum 20% of the total in 2/3 of the districts. How many districts we get? 16.
Yeah.
2/3 are 10. So you forget 20. So then lower first that threshold from 25 to 20. Then now they add the districts. They say you forget I'm in 10 districts. Where we know actively, not from we or not, from government's position, the Minister of Local Government has said so, that they're trying to create new districts, not just in the western area, but also we don't specifically hear them mention the names of Panguma and Bandajuma in their strongholds. Now, let's take the 2023 elections. It was so messy for them to get to 56%. Statistically, it not be make any sense. So the need for find a way for just cook these numbers for me then get up to that point. What they did, they gave themselves over 20% in 13 of the 16 districts. 13 of the 16 districts, including strongholds of the APC. They gave themselves those percentages. So now what will happen in 2028 is, we don't need for Fenway for cook the numbers till we get to...
You sound like this is to rig election.
Absolutely.
Or disenfranchise.
It's to rig elections. But now they want for doing constitutionally in the proper way.
But you don't know who votes in this district. But
let me tell you again. Let me tell you again. You see, history and they repeat itself so. For some of we, maybe we not been there around. We were babies. Astaghfirullah, not even born it. How Salon got to a one-party state. Now all the sense here when they used to constitution, now lead we to how we reach. During the Albert Magai term, take come to President Shaka Stephen term. These are the things that led us to how we get. People think they can be clever. Many Sierra Leoneans are not paying attention. Many Sierra Leoneans are even disinterested in politics. In fact, the majority of Sierra Leoneans are not interested in politics. They don't vote. The total number of votes were then cast about 3.2 million in a population of over 8 million. So it shows that even for elect a president, not the majority of Sierra Leoneans, they get the mandate to the president.
Some of these things in this agreement, not in the way the APC signed to, right?
Correct.
They are all of them.
Yes.
How una come about for realizing this couldn't work, or if the government want for put them in this way where they think it could be a better way, now don't be an issue where you refer to as a way for rig an election?
Laman, I believe you understood what you are talking about.
Yeah, I understand. What they ask
for?
What change is, like I say, our government put them. The Attorney General was here. He say they look the other document, and whether it's the Kawan or the engagement they wouldn't get, so then put them in. They not put them in just like how we did at the recommendation, but then put them in their own way. How when a government present this document?
So that is what we're saying. This Natiwo don't go see that we agree. It's beyond any other thing. These are specifically referenced. They specifically deal with recommendations inside. We emanate from the tripartite report. Constitutional review, the grand constitutional review, I don't say so for distinguish the two. If them be really want for put them as it in a Kawan report, then let them put them inside the national one, the grand one where they come. That we know say it is not based on the tripartite. But this is based on this because tripartites do them and also give a timeline where they don't breach their timeline and they long since. They don't pass the tender with them for do the NT as well. So avoid all these arguments and look at waiting we don't agree now. Yeah. Somebody they talk about the Kawan report. Let them show you what exactly is in that Kawan report. We talk about this. I can challenge anybody say the Kawan report did not talk about simple majority. 50% plus 1 is likely what the Kawan report say. All we they ask, not about fact. Just put on 50% plus 1. Or just put on like how una agree.
You want that to go to a referendum?
It's a different thing again. Referendum not going to do with everything. And this now one clause will not get anything.
Not an entrenched clause.
It's not an entrenched clause.
So the Attorney General is saying they want the idea of doing this bill now for ensure say address issues they're going to do with elections before the election. So you know be closer and go with them amendment, then we go being suspicion and confusion and all of that. Is it not at least the right time for addressing?
All that talk where they talk so, now part of what tripartite say. And I just tell you about timelines. This thing for that happened even before now. And this now the Attorney General self talked during the privilege. He was expecting this to go to Parliament last year because there been an agreement. So for Lay even talk about for being a near election, yes, that's the case, but not to because he just want and so. Now because now so they may agree. If you do this because of an agreement, why you want for go outside that agreement day? Me and you don't decide, we don't married, we don't sign paper. Wait time reach now you change. Would you accept it?
As members of parliament, for the APC, earlier you mentioned about, then can tell una say, they win the debates, the ruling party go win then get the votes. What's in your expectation? You think if this goes to parliament, goes to a vote, una get the numbers, una get the capacity for votes against them, or get the 2/3 as una don't mention?
It is not just about APC and winning the votes. Not only for win votes in this case. Now the one call them SLPP, the proposers them, and therefore win the vote by 2/3. 2/3 mean 99% of all members of parliament. Sorry, 99 members of parliament of a total of 149. Including ordinary MPs when are we, and PC MPs when are paramount chief MPs. This document is supposed to be non-partisan. 1991 Constitution only over 30-something years, 35 years. It still there exists as a valid law. It's there. It don't succeed APC, SLPP, it don't succeed, I don't call coup d'etats because then they suspend the Constitution. But it don't succeed successive governments. So we not make law for APC or SLPP. And me believe, firstly, at the legislative committee stage, some of those things will be addressed. Secondly, when it comes to the vote in parliament, the paramount chief MPs, they are not representing themselves. They are not representing the government of the day. They are representing the communities where they are chief for. They are representing the people. They're the custodian of their communities. So they therefore look beyond the APC SLPP. Equally, the SLPP members of parliament, they know say they make law for SLPP. They're making law for the entire nation. We're going to succeed APC, we're going to succeed SLPP. So on that basis only, I feel those people will vote. Say no, some of those things, if they come in the way how they do so, they will vote against it. But notwithstanding all of that, even with your number in a parliament of 54, they're not going to get 2/3. They will need some of us for me to get a 2/3.
Then don't they get people in from Muna and we they vote for them, we they vote on the side of the government bench, right? I get 2 suspended members.
They're members of the APC still.
Yes, but they're suspended.
We're not talking anything different. They're members of the APC.
That's what I'm saying.
They're members of the APC, yes, they are. They not lost their membership yet, but they're just suspended.
So in situation like this, una go seek their support, una go expect them for stand with the APC.
They're members of the APC. They're members of they're citizens of Sierra Leone. They know what is good for this nation, what is bad for this nation. They are not SLPP. Clear. They're definitely not SLPP. There are times where even APC people, the one that amongst the 52 don't vote in favor of SLPP things. There's a time we all vote for the SLPP, for elect the Speaker of Parliament, Honourable Segepo Solomon.
You often say the APC or Parliament generally go do the right thing with this amendment?
That is what we're there for. And I believe, and not just the hope, I believe we'll do the right thing for the people of this nation beyond party colors.
Let me look quickly on your ambition. Wetin are you plan for Salone? Wetin are the vision? Wetin you the campaign on?
So I've always said that I don't have the solutions to Salone's problems. Wetin I get now the determination for ensure that we serve with humility and honesty. Everybody who don't show interest inside the APC, I've listened to them and I get good ideas. And ultimately, how this get for work will be determined by the party, in the sense that the party never for prepare a manifesto. Notwithstanding, in a possible they consult a lot. So after I declare, I hear many people say, "Oh, Timbo, for me declare and I disappear." But as part of my strategy, at the time I was going across this entire nation for listening to people, because I cannot tell you I have the solutions to the problems, or I understand the problems of the people in Falaba district if I not go Falaba and listen to them. So I have gone across the nation and Mr. Don put together something we call a vision for national renewal.
It's another vision.
It's a 10 pillars vision for national renewal. Why national renewal? But command don't give up. Anybody who can so no more, politicians not so. But we have to renew that hope, because once you get life, you get hope. Even if things bad today, we sleep and wake up in the morning believing that today or tomorrow will be better. So that's how I want to follow renew we hope again as this nation. So there's this 10 pillars what I don't put together where I don't know if we have time, if you allow.
Yeah, go ahead. You can just go and let people know waiting are your vision, waiting are the pillars, waiting you want for do.
Okay, I'll read the 10, but today I want to pay attention to one particular one, maybe get for do with education.
Okay, yes, I see another document.
Yes, so the first one has to do with uniting the APC and then uniting the nation. You know why uniting the APC? Whether we accept it or not, there are divisions. Not division amongst the aspirants or the intending aspirants, but division along lines of maybe the Samsumana issue, the electoral justice issue, or maybe that thing where people feel like, oh, APC is a northwestern party and the southeasterners not get that kind relevance inside there, or we have more men in positions of authority, we not get women or disabled people. Doing policies we go ensure say will make APC a united party. And this got to do with reconciliation moves. For me, I know I wait till I win before I start reconciliation. I know I wait till I win before I start for make peace with people or begin create establish relationships with people. So they reach out to almost all of these intending flag bearer aspirants, even Dr. Samora Kamara, even the electoral justice team, even Chief Sam Sumana at the time. These are all people who I don't try to get a very good relationship with. Most of those people, na me don't go na they host them. Na me don't show them, say na me are the small one. Na me don't show respect to them. Because I want, when that day reach inside our hall and Osman Timbo is announced as the winner of this, it's easy for make the NSFC say, okay, we can support him because we don't get a relationship. At the same time, we want policies where we will get an executive, we get a national complexion. Southeasterners then Dede, Northwesterners then Dede, women then Dede, young people, old people are all inside, including disabled people are inside there. Nationally now, we get for do with things. That's not after the win and unite the APC.
They unite the country.
Then we unite the country now when you get power. And this, they start with the rhetorics, the thing that with the presidents they talk. How you the campaign, you campaign message. The thing the way you will command them they talk. I'll give you 2018 example. President Bio come and say APC is not good for itself. APC is tribalistic. APC native man them. Set up commission of inquiry. Fet with them, put in a parliament. Then take people and passport them. All sort of things. Then they create unnecessary tension. Killings happen in different places in the country. It creates unnecessary tension. You get people that now, even long after elections, talking about APC being unprogressive, APC not this, APC not that, all sort of things people say. And once you do that, you cannot unite a nation and move forward. So those things have to stop. Beyond that, you need policies like ones we go say, no one particular tribe, not forget more than 25% in the administration. And the smallest tribe, not forget less than 5%. We need a government that is inclusive of women, young people, disabled people, old people. We also need that.
And that's the promise.
And that is what is in that first pillar. And why it be the first pillar now? Because they say a house divided cannot stand. And then you go for begin. Unite the host force. They say, okay, look, I'll move. The next thing they have to do with law and order. And the enforcement of law and order. The fight against corruption. And the fight against drugs. That's the second one. The third one get to do with, which I call a national development strategy, a strategic development plan. I will talk about this because this is important, and this is not one thing with Ambogwi. My intention is within the first 100 days in government, we first set up an all-inclusive team of political parties, APC, SLPP, all the other political parties, civil society organizations, professional organizations like journalists, like lawyers, like doctors, like Labor Congress, etc., etc. We bring all demographics, young, old, disabled people. We can sit down, traditional people, religious people. We can sit down and plan the short, medium, and long term for Salon. What we want for see this country in the next 1-2 years? We all agree. Also, we want for see this country in the next 7 to 10 years. That's a medium term. We all agree. What we want for achieve as a nation in the next 20-25 years? We all agree. We'll make them a national document. This national document, we take them to Parliament. We'll make them law. What in this they do? They get to do it something I don't talk from 2018. So not because I want to be president I talk them. Government na continuity. Give an example. The toll gate. When they come, they were out there campaigning against toll gate. But because government of Sierra Leone, not to APC government, signed the agreement, when they come, they can enforce them. They continue with it. Same way, so when we self come, what thing and go do with the airport na Lunge? We not go grab and say no because we been get interest in Mamama Airport. We they left Lunge. We they can't do Mamama Airport and left Lunge. Say SLPP, let SLPP can take care of them. What thing not happen over the years now? Like we get a stop-start system. Stop-start system in the sense APC come, APC out a manifesto. SLPP come, SLPP out a manifesto. Which is different. Mostly these are different manifestos. The agenda then different. But if we don't take one agenda, we call them a Sierra Leone agenda. Then we know say whether APC do SLPP come, it's just the same. We'll just get for continue with that agenda.
And around you promise.
That is what I am promising. The fourth one get for do with decentralization. Well, I will just go through effective decentralization. Before that one, decentralization is fifth. The fourth one get for do with economic stabilization.
Okay.
You know, it's no gainsay when we talk about the economy of Salon that it is bad. We're in a situation where if we don't make money, we'll not get up to 2 months cover as a nation. The debts of Sierra Leone, both internal debts, local debts, and international debts, is over 3.2 billion. These are not me words. These are the words of the minister in speech we left in the parliament quite recently. What we need for do now for harness the opportunities of the potential in the private sector for build a nation. Any nation where the government is the highest employer, that nation will not succeed. The government's wage bill, you get over 80-something thousand people who government pays on a monthly basis. You get over 1.8 billion for pay, or 1.2 billion or so, 1.4 billion dollars for pay local contractors. Where would the money be for make you do other development projects? The government basically get for run every month, every term, to international monetary funds for ask them for budgetary support. It's shameful. Even the way how we think should change. Salon for be bigger nation. Ahmad, if I come to you, I want something from you, but I package myself well for show you say, okay, I want this from you, but this is what I have to offer. If you give me this is what I have for you. It changes the conversation from a bigger mentality we don't get. Because this is not a nation where I see people on social media, government people on social media and even traditional media, they come and say, oh, we don't get $30 million, they don't go 40 million. You see people, they dance and they make one little party, so we don't get MCC money. They don't bigger, they don't get MCC money. You will see people that they work in government can't sit down and tell you, say, if the president not fly, how will they get their money? So then this bigger mentality has to change. Salon has to be properly packaged. There are opportunities here. Why would someone want to come and invest in Sierra Leone? We say lights no day, road no day, the laws are not properly enforceable. I come here, I left for go invest in Ghana. Let we know say we're in a global village where no person comes to Sierra Leone to invest just because they love Salon and the beaches or the people of Sierra Leone. They come because it will make financial sense to them. The return on investments, the ROI is supposed to make sense. Otherwise, they don't come. Most of these people, they take their monies from the banks. 80% of their money are debt. Now, only 20%, 25 or 30% they be equity when they count in Sierra Leone. We do policies where we stop for be penny wise and pound foolish. What do I mean by penny wise and pound foolish? You impose a lot of taxes on people. When you impose then taxes, then what are they pass on to? The people also. So, for instance, if you want a private partner for come and invest in a salon, this was done in many countries we develop. If you can invest $50 million in a salon, first thing I will do, I will say for the first 5 years, corporate tax, don't pay them. But you suppose for ensure, say, you employ 10,000 Sierra Leoneans within that 5 years, you suppose for train these Sierra Leoneans. So, and at the end of the 5 years, these Sierra Leoneans for then at the management level, the top management level of your company. What in this they do? It enhance the workforce. And then 10,000 Sierra Leoneans where they don't employ will not be employed before. You don't create employment for them. And also, that tax where they lost by then corporate tax. Then 10,000 people here will not be they get 1 loan. And then they get, even if it's the minimum wage, 1.2 million loans. You pull PAYE tax, pay as you earn tax. It cover for that corporate tax where you loss. That is why I say you'll be penny wise and pound foolish.
Okay.
Those things. Also, industrialization is important.
What's you get for get money for do all here?
So the interesting thing is, there's no part where I talk about money. None.
What's you get money?
It is from the work that these people are coming to do.
Yeah, but now private sector investment no more you are book palm for carry money, investments and what you get from that?
That is, so I just said two things. That is where the money comes from. You come into the country, you invest in 50 million. The government is losing corporate tax, but they're employing 10,000 people. The 10,000 people, then they pay PAYE. Then 10,000 people here, when they pay them, now inside and get for use their money. When they use their money now, then when the markets go by, the earning power don't become better. The economy they begin boom. More people they import things. When them people are buy, tax they come off from them thing then they. So you still get your tax.
How you intend for address light and water problem?
That's another part in this. So two things again. Number one, then TSO, any government not a good businessman. We have to accept that. Across the world, in developed countries, private sector takes responsibility for water and energy. In most places, even in the United States. Even when we unbundle the energy sector, we'll get EDSA and EGTC. The intention of our insurance will become private partners where they provide light, where they generate light. Now, when you bring Amadu Company Limited, now one company, Osman Company Limited, another way they provide light. They provide your own at 20 cents per kilowatt hour. Me, they provide my own 15 cents per kilowatt hour. What thing they happen? It encourages competition.
Mm-hmm.
Once you encourage competition, the other man Jibril go grab and say, but that man at 15 cents now they sell you light for. I go buy to him. Then the other one they say, okay, no, Amadou Laman in your quality of light, it better pass Osman in your quality of light. I they go to him even though it's more expensive. In fact, people not bokude, so in your even better. So that's how you bring private sector again. And most of the work we have been doing with PPPs now on energy.
Okay.
And there's a lot of energy projects we've been come at the time. What in government supposed for do? They have what is called the EWRC, Electricity and Water Regulatory Commission, just like how they get the mobile operators them.
The NATCA.
The NATCA. So they become regulators, ensure that the quality is there, ensure that what is right is done, and protect the consumer. Once you do that, you'll see people come. People want to bring lights in this country. People want to do this. So this pack boils down to, look, you know how much money government they spend every month for pay, even them people here, car power. Not a government work that day. Let me tell you, when people know, say, then they work for their money, all them thief for the thief light. So if me in a private company, I they ensure say I monitor this or even bring technology, we go even pick out outside the thief light. But why for big government? Now we for begin run after the one with the thief light. Why for be saying our government for go collect their money and then pay the person where they produce the light? So you know what thing they happen? It's easy work for car power. Then get them ship and put on the it did it. All they care about for ensure say the machine they work.
And then receive payment. You want mention you want to talk about education.
Right.
You say when a part of your vision.
Yeah.
What in specifically you want to do with education?
Because I want to talk about education because there's a fundamental difference in what they happen now. Because government, maybe in the 2028 manifesto, they talk about education was the big thing for them. The free quality education. I believe in free quality education, but I feel we have to do things within the education sector for make them more effective. Laman, I will go school for cram, study, and pass. We not go school for we will apply we self. When you go school, what's more important for you now? How much you can a class, which is your grade. 9 people been care about. They're not going to prepare we for the workforce as it is now. We firstly need for change with curriculum. We need for make them adaptable to waiting the workforce needs now. Waiting developments don't come with now. Technological advancement, we need for look at that. STEM education is important. But more radically for me, waiting different. During the APC time, we had the 6344 system. These guys came and took it back to 6334. Me, they proposed it with a scrap them. We don't need the 6334 system. It has failed us. Picking and drop out from NPSC just because they not get grades. Picking and drop out at Beke just because they not make proper grades. Worse when they sit worse. The old system, when I say basic education in developed world and many other countries, basic education are the education we get between the ages of 6 and the age of 16 to 18. And also you get that. Now from them primary school till you reach Form 5. So me want for reintroduce that old system of from class 1 till you reach Form 5. It is continuous education.
Okay.
Not to all man for go university and be professor. And no time is running against us.
Yeah.
Not all man for be a lawyer or doctor or professional. But if you don't get a basic education, you remember there was a time where they say if you go standard, people will come out standard 7, they're better than the ones that will sit NPSC now, or will sit WAS now. So get to that point where the basic education you get them from class 1 till Form 5, fail no day. Positions no day, that can first, that can second, for reduce that competition. You change that. If you reach Form 5, you know, we make into university, we ensure that technical and vocational education is properly put in place. Now, yeah, if you carry you to cargo garage, that footatu we not commodity with, now they commodity with. We have to all imagine, tell me, with the private sector, tell them where African minerals for recruit drivers, truck drivers. They need for recruit people from South Africa because we people and I are not able to do them.
Okay.
Look, I must host a for Donna Sierra Leone quite recent in a Freetown just because of bad workmanship. So the educational level is poor. We know they make education for the fit the workforce. We know they make education for the people able to use them. For they able make a living for themselves. So these are some of the things. Classrooms are important. How can you have a classroom of over 100 students or pupils? The teacher not even sabi who are the people the way they in a class. How can you effectively monitor the pupil in performance? It's hard. We need for build more classrooms. We need for build more schools. Recreation is important also. Watch the old school and the school where we all go. You see the land way big, football field day, this day, that day, because you need them. You not just they learn from inside the classroom. Now you get private schools, proliferation of private schools. Now every community, every kitchen, then they turn into school. Picking go na class, then teacher inside there.
Como you go now it's back.
You go na house. So that's not how you learn. So there's a lot more that we can talk about. We're not talking about my healthcare plan. We're not talking about my new city plan in Lunge.
Yeah, I just want you highlight the because you say you want to talk about education, you don't mention them. What's in the other thing within the plan?
Decentralization is very important. Effective decentralization. Yeah, so that the country where everything we want pass you can free on. The central government now they determine how we do development na Falaba. Now they determine how they do development na Bonf. No. Why do we have local councils? These councils must have their own budgets. These councils must have their own programs funded by the central government as well as funded by donor partners as well as funded by their own revenue that they generate.
Okay.
So, but we're not doing it. Everything for come up from here. This is the only way how we ensure we develop. Why would I want driver's license? Are they bond? And if I can't free town forget driver's license. Why would I want a passport? And if I come off Falaba, can't free town forget them. If we ensure so we effectively decentralize, because the laws already don't create that, but we know they do them. Just because people want to continue to hold on to power and relevance, we move away from that. Healthcare is another one. Healthcare scheme, insurance scheme for people that we not able to access health. Yes, we person sick, not only sick they member, now the money for go pay in a hospital. That is why we don't get proliferation of pepper doctors, now then pharmacy them. Almost everybody or the majority of people who are sick, na pharmacy then they go. Pharmacists are not doctors. Pharmacy people them now even professionals, but these are the people who administer drugs. These are the people who treat patients them. Just because people worry say, it's too expensive for going to hospital, or waiting and want now hospital not even there. Okay. The facility is not there. Health insurance scheme. Well, like how government they pull money for pay NASIT from we salaries them. Then can still find a way how they do the same for health. And once we improve the base, the workers' base, it becomes the same. Also, government they subsidize the one that we're not able to get. A social system where person is sick, that first aid treatment, the government able to provide them for you. That's another thing. Also, diversification of we sectors. There's a lot of emphasis now on mining. There's a lot of potential there. But if you look the minister in report, Salon only gets meager sums from all their mines here would they get. $50 million, $60 million per year for all the things that they come out of this country. Do you know how much fish we have in our waters? Do you know how much potential there in agriculture? Do you know how beautiful Freetown or Sierra Leone is? Follow we get money from tourism. Gambia has nothing, only beaches, not even good beaches, groundnut. Then get with tourism big so. We have a lot of things. So we need for pay more attention now to agriculture. We need to pay attention to fisheries. We need to pay attention to tourism.
Okay.
Infrastructure and the new city. For make all close is difficult. We patch one side, the other side the boss. That is why it will be difficult for Lo make Freetown.
So you get new city?
I intend for Lo we start the conversation for new city.
Who's I?
In Lunge. Why Lunge? Because they don't put for we an edifice na Lunge we will not able to run from. The airport is there. We have over 300 and something million, even though that debt's not sit on government's budget or government's balance sheet, but still a government responsibility for fair for pay. Because of that, the intention during the APC was to build an airport city at Mamama. Now we don't have this airport terminal. We don't need a new airport. Lunge is completely separate from Freetown. It moves up to the Port Loko district. It has flat land. It's easier to build on flat land than the hilly land place.
So they move governments go Lunge?
The administrative city will move to Lunge, but it might not happen during my time. It takes planning. Abuja wasn't done by one person. Over 20-something years, they built Abuja, and they moved from Lagos. It takes foresight. And once you do them away from Freetown, across the estuary, across the ocean, then anybody who wants for good, we get effective ferry system. And also do this jetty we're gonna remember former first lady being say how it ferry them. They never walk, we never able them because the jetties are not right. We need to spend some millions of dollars for make them jetty. Even the one where you say me colleague flag bearer, intending flag bearer aspirants want for bring, I want to see how they work. Especially when then jetty are this one.
The Jagaban ferry?
If you call them that way. If they want, then they come.
No, I mean you intending...
Correct. I'm referring to my brother, Jagaban, yes. If instead of bringing the one, then I want to see how they work. How much ground studies them don't do for letting ferry then they work yonder. Do you know because of the water problem, the tide, now make we get this 8 o'clock ferry, the time more than they no more. Now because of the waves, not so because they want for run them, so now because the infrastructure is not there for make we able get effective ferry running across every hour.
Okay.
And finally, we need a woman and youth-led government. And that is what I will ensure.
Will you ensure, say, una party gets you get a flag bearer, a running mate to a woman if you be flag bearer of the party?
I would fancy that. I would love that.
Will you ensure that happen? Ensuring
is a different thing. There are a lot of permutations for take place for you pick the running mate. Many things.
But Dr. Conte been explained that yesterday, and I said the NAC go consult with the flag bearer. So I'm asking, if you're a flag bearer, would that be your preference?
So I don't tell you, say, I would love that.
In a preference, you go choose?
For me, my preference?
Yeah.
I don't want to say now because the decision is that, but my preference is for get an older woman for being a running mate.
Why older woman? Why not just...
Because you have to balance it. There's something called youthful exuberance.
Okay.
So you need somebody where, number one, other for can fit for you sport. It don't be before. I think the only person that manage I'm a bit well now, Honourable Vice President now, Julia Jallo, will not make plabayet with him boss because he kept himself quiet. But the moment your boss no say, or you're eyeing position, when they get loggerhead, when they get problems. So with an older person, maybe not eyeing your position, it go there as a mother.
You don't go on and make sure they are your position.
Nobody wants that. Power is a jealous thing, eh? And in fact, in the laws of power, it tell you, say, do ya, not antagonize your boss, not make your boss be threatened by you. The moment you feel that way, then you become the meat.
In all of this, you need the APC delegate and the people and for now the APC party for believing you, for make you the flag bearer. What are you strength within the APC party and you hope or assurance of becoming the party's flag bearer?
It's premature for make a proper determination of where I am when it comes to delegates votes because we still get lower level elections for do. But I'm very confident, and I'm not confident just because now waiting person don't talk to me. It's data driven. These delegates, I don't put myself before them before, and they voted for me overwhelmingly in that election with Ali Conte, Ban Ki-moon.
Ali Conte, yeah.
Yes. So 1,373 delegates of a total of 1,620 something voted for me. That means if anybody they talk say he gets delegates, then we don't vote for him. Of all the one that we contest now, nobody has pulled more delegates than me. In fact, not only we two don't face delegates before, myself and Bai Mahmoud Bangura. We are the only two people in this race. Sorry, well, with the one that we've been contest, Dr. Richard Conte and Kaifa Lamara, we've been contest. But of all these four people, Namidon pulled the highest delegate votes. So in terms of people giving me responsibility of voting for me, they have voted for me. But this in no way will translate say these same people, if they become delegates, will vote for me for the presidency.
Okay.
Maybe they had the confidence for vote for me.
Why should they vote for
be
you?
Deputy National Secretary General? But it not necessarily means it will have the same confidence.
Why should the APC make you the flag bearer?
For several things. The same question as in what makes me different from them, the others. I am not different from anybody. But what I have shown over the years, the consistency, my youthfulness, the fact that I have a very clean record, the fact that I have experience in all three arms of government, the fact that my relationship with all those people, nobody will give me power, then somebody else vex say, oh, Timbo be don't cost me, or you don't pull me before, and then kind of thing then they. Nobody will give me power, then somebody feel like, so, oh, SLP they can run a term because it gets anti-corruption case, or because it is commission of inquiry, or it be non thief money, so it dey now SLP the neck. Because many people, when they talk about now, like, don't ask what they talk because if they talk SLP, they come after them. Me, they have nothing to come after me for. And I don't show time and again that I can face these people. Before I go Parliament in 2018, people knew me. After Parliament in 2018, 2019, people knew me. Now. And me na one person way, I not one day afraid for talk to power. Within the APC and inside this nation. The APC knows that. When things not right during my declaration, then say how, plenty of people are divided opinions. Some man say, oh, Timbo don't cost them pardon. Some people say, oh, Timbo the electoral justice. What I did was to squarely put the blame where the blame should be. I don't tell two to President Koroma. I don't tell two to Dr. Samura Kamara. I don't tell two to Honorable Minkailo Mantare. I don't tell two to Lance Anadumboya. And many more. I don't tell two to President Bio. And I'll continue to do that. I don't tell two to the international community. There are no savings to possible they shy away. And this why they do so, these engagements. How can you say you want to lead this nation if you not gonna meet the people of this nation for explain to them? I'm going to look at we where they contest. They say we're over 20 something. How many we get mine can sit down before you so for first 10 questions? Yeah. Some man I want to can knock again. They're scared, but also you have a civic responsibility as journalists for invite them people here. They not say that you want to go lead the entire basis. They want to lead a nation where you are part of that nation. So it behoves you as a journalist. It behoves us as Sierra Leoneans for ask these people the right question. You get no president not for be Father Christmas. When are their streets no more get for day, get for begin do good, they make this, make that. It doesn't change a nation. It's about representing the nation, being the voice of the people, being the servant of the people. And you have to put yourself for make people that assess you.
When a party they commence lower level election over the weekend, I understand. You get trust in the process, the system?
I do.
And you go accept whatever the outcome?
Absolutely. If it not be me, because God no plan for it be me, I will be one of the first person for is whoever God choose for make it be the leader. And that could only happen where we have a free, fair, and credible process. Not just for Osman Timbo. For me, I was in the secretariat. We laid the platform for free, fair, and credible process. And me individually, I should say I want a free, fair, and credible process. That is why I resigned from the executive over almost a year ago. Because I've been one for make all man know say, Timbo interested. Timbo will hold all this database. Timbo, they attend all these meetings of the party, it back out. So that people, instead they go to the field, instead go contest from the field. Let people and get confidence. Timbo is not skewing a system for his own benefit.
What thing are you hope for Salone?
It's a hope, it's a renewed hope. And that's a hope where I don't put inside that speech, inside that 10 points pillar. It's also a hope that young people will come forward now and start for believe we serve. Young people will look beyond the fanciful things. Young people will start for take decisions based, start for take informed decisions based on people and policies, people and track record. People not go just come and say, okay, I come today, I give you money. I come today, I call person in name, and you fall for that. Look at people and track record over the years. I have been in this public space for 18 years. And to this day, you're not going to bring that blemish to me. Mm-hmm. You know whether Osman Timbo is a bad person. You know whether a good person. You know how they live in private life, how they live in public life. You know in comportment. You know in credibility. Take the informed decisions and they. So this is my hope, that the majority of the people of Sierra Leone who are young people like myself will make informed decision, because we're at a crucial point. We are moving forward as a nation. The next 10, 15 years will be determined by whatever decision we take, not just as APC, but as people of Sierra Leone.
Like give you documents back.
But this document, everybody needs it.
No, I have the soft copy anyway. It's hidden at the phone. But as a young person, we don't talk about drugs and drug abuse now, and we try to send out a message, to young people, and mostly we're into drugs, on how them for see themselves in Timbo, see themselves in other young person, and forget about drugs and live a better life. So you ring this bell for we and give a message to young people, them. The one the way they see you as role model, the one the way you go inspire, the one the way things say, maybe they don't give up like you mentioned, but they forget hope, a message of hope.
Remind me of the bell.
Don't say you ring bell, eh?
Absolutely. Yeah. But before I ring the bell and just send a message of hope, I just also want to send a word to the government. Now, government responsible for this drug issue in Salone. Do ya? Let we ensure say we save the young people of this nation. Now, through the government apparatus and drugs here, they can Salone, with border crossings, Wataki, airport, and then drugs here, they come Salone. If you just do your work right, where young people not going to be destroyed. Now to the victims, because I call them victims. They're victims of the society where they live. Nobody know how to destroy in life. But plenty of people don't lost hope, like our Amadou say. They don't lost hope. They don't believe against anything there for them. So the best thing they for do, now for take drugs where they make them sleep whole day, forget about them problems. But the actual thing is that there was a problem before you take something for forget about that problem there. But do ya? I beg, I know it's hard. Times are hard. Work no day. Even tin for eat no day. And this they make plenty of una go up and drugs business. The only person where they lost now you and your family. The one way they bring them drugs here, then they live big life them. Think about them. Today not go be good for you, but tomorrow can be better. Now then they make we don't come forward for push for let us see we as examples. We want to go further. There's hope. Once there's life, there's hope. And the English bell against the government and people away from these things right. For making young people and stuff for destroying their lives.
Thank you so much, Honorable Osman Timbo, for speaking to us, laying out your vision, speak about the amendment bill and Parliament as well. I think I've been really want to get your view about Parliament, whether you're enjoying being in Parliament and and it's a place because people we all just believe say Parliament can play its part in changing things. For now, the lights there on Una, waiting Parliament get for do with the amendment bill and all of the other things. But thank you so much for joining us this morning. We wish you well and hopefully in between time, we'll get you for talk about your aspiration and other national issues. And we'll take a quick break, and I can quick shortly and can close the program. Continue for stay with me.
We go vote down for sure. APC, we dey ready for change. The youngest na the whole. We future go arrange, che.